Welcome back, everyone. I'm Kia.
And I'm Kel.
And we are the Manga Mommies, a podcast about everything to do with manga and sometimes our lives sprinkle a little bit in between. So as always, would you kindly get a drink, take a seat, and let's chat.
Woo! Woo! I still wanted to do the hand thing.
I know! I almost did it too. I was like, anyway, as you can see or not see, we are audio only.
Ooh.
Don't turn that dial. Your screen is not malfunctioning. We are just audio only today and next time as well.
I got nothing to add there.
Okay. You're gonna chime in and be all like, "It's all my fault."
No, like I've taken blame on the last 4 episodes. I'm not doing it today.
That works. I'm okay with that. That's fine. Anyways, the episode of today is, you know it, August's Manga of the Month review. Woo! Toilet Bound Hanako-kun. Woohoo!
The much anticipated, I'm sure.
Oh yeah, totally. Raving in the comments. Our million subscribers. Much of Ghosts to the Past as this manga was about. Hit that one hard, didn't I?
Nice setup.
All right, Kels, would you like to remind us about it?
Definitely. So just a refresher about our manga of the month. Toilet Bound Hanako-kun was written and illustrated by Ida Iro. Iro wrote it, Ida illustrated it, so they go by one name. The genre is comedy and supernatural. The original run was from June 18th of 2004 to present. It does have 24 volumes up to this point. The publisher is Yen Press. It also has a television series adaptation that aired from January to March of 2020, an anime restart of the series that was announced on December 2022, and as of February 2024, Toilet Bound Hanako-kun had over 10 million copies in circulation. There was another spin-off, After School Hanako-kun, but we're only talking about the original one here. A little bit about the plot summary. The Academy is famous for its rumors regarding its 7 wonders and supernatural occurrences. Nene Yashihiro, a girl who wishes for a boyfriend and a first-year high school student, summons the 7th and most famous wonder, Hanako-san of the toilet, the spirit of a girl who allegedly haunts the bathroom and can grant wishes for the right price. Upon summoning her, Nene discovers that she is in fact a boy. She is spiritually bound to Hanako and becomes his assistant, helping him destroy evil supernaturals and change rumors in order to maintain the balance between the spirit world and the human. The 7 wonders of Kamome Academy are the 7 most famous supernatural rumors in the school, and they serve to maintain the students' safety from the murderous supernaturals. Each one has their own boundary, an aspect of the school that they control. Their boundary is a section of the school where their power is strongest. Apart from the 7 mysteries, there are also less powerful supernaturals that roam the school. They rely on student rumors to gain power, unlike the mysteries who already have theirs, so their power is incredibly popular and widespread amongst the student body. Delving a little bit into these 7 wonders, we have the first one, the 3 clock keepers. They guard the clock tower of Kamome Academy and control time. Kakao controls the past and can rewind time. Akine, one of Nene's classmates, is secretly a clock keeper and he controls the present and can stop time for 5 minutes per day. Mirai controls the future and can fast forward time by touching someone. Our second mystery is the Misaki stairs. They are a staircase in front of the art room, and it's rumored that whoever steps on those stairs is transported to the spirit world, shredded to death, and their blood is scattered on the staircase the next day. This one's kind of neat because the spirit that holds this wonder is a kitsune, or a cat spirit. Because of the rumors changing everything, the spirit was forced to shred those who entered her domain to recreate her love, Miyazaki, from their remains. Her Yoshihiro is a pair of cutting shears, which was a gift from Miyazaki. Number 3 is the Hell of Mirrors, a boundary that was once controlled by a birdish-like monster. They reveal one's deepest fears and insecurities and then gain power based on how much fear the person has. Number 4 is Sejima-san of the art room. Mei was rumored to have unalived herself because she was not encouraged to fulfill her passions. But in reality, she was really sick and died before she could graduate. Because of this, Mei created a Shijima, an alternate ideal self. Once she died, her art was showcased in the art room and it sparked false rumors which angered the Shijima, who had the ability to paint and create fictional worlds where people can live based on their deepest wishes. Her Yoshihiro is her sketchbook. Number 5, we have the 4 o'clock library. These books record every student's past, present, and future. They come in 3 colors. White books record the living, black books record the dead, and the red books contain the future, and they are forbidden to read. The curator of the book stacks, a spider-like supernatural, lives as a human teacher at the academy. Number 6, we have the Reaper. The Reaper is rumored to steal lives of those who fall asleep while waiting for the new moon, and can be heard playing the melody on the flute by individuals who will die soon. As a result, people weave baskets all night to stay awake and protect those who can hear the melody. He is the god of death, and his boundary lies below the school. Number 7, and who our series is named after, is Hanako-san of the Toilet. Undoubtedly our unsung hero and the most famous mystery in the school. Hanako is referred to as female, but is actually male. He has the power to grant wishes to the living, but as compensation, he must take something dear to them in return. You got any thoughts on this manga, Kyo?
Yeah, I have a lot of thoughts. Not a lot, but a lot.
Yeah.
So first, going in, I want to point out that this is a review. It is our thoughts and feelings about what we experienced with the manga of the month. Yeah. So, spoiler warning. If you have not read or watched the series, I recommend you pause and come back later once you have, again, read or watched the series. If you personally don't care, then continue on. Ooh. Now, aspects going in, I always try to read the manga and watch the anime, as I like to compare and see what differences and if there's anything similar about them. The big difference I noticed was pacing of the manga and the anime. The anime seems to be a little bit faster than the manga. Next would be about the arcs. I do know that they have skipped some arcs in the anime. I'm assuming it's because of time. Now, do not get me wrong. The anime and manga are still going on, so it can be added back somewhere later in time if they need to, but I'm quite sure they may not. The manga has more of a detailed art than the anime. However, the anime does give you more in other aspects that the manga is going to lack in. Big one would be an opening song and a closing. Now, the opening song to the anime gives it big Death Note vibes. The heavy metal, the quicker scenery, then how the anime actually paces out. The art style is very unique in itself. I noticed with the coloring in the anime and the thickness of the lines in the anime and some in the manga, it's giving a mix of Danganronpa comic book style of the panel. Then you got your Soul Eater, darker vibes. I mean, I still like it a lot. How it was still unique in its own right, but it would also do small, almost callbacks to creations before its time. Not saying that's what they all went for, but it just kind of gives you a little nod. And a lot of anime and some mangas do that. Will either reference older creations before them, or they may do a joke in reference. And it's always a little callback and nod to a fellow creator. And I love that about its community in its own, that it acknowledges each other. The big difference I did see was in the opening scene. So the anime did not show what the manga did, nor have him really explain that he just took the job because no one wanted it. Granted, in the anime, he does tell her at some point, but it's not exactly how it is in the manga, which was quite interesting, to say the least. Now, about this, I found extremely interesting, and I loved the concept of it a lot, was the fact that whatever they change in the human world, rumor-wise, that the ghosts have to adapt it no matter what. That was pretty neat. And a little freaky.
Yep.
Even if it's fucking crazy.
Yeah. And like, you have students that are working with this broadcasting club that actively are, you know, maybe not intentionally working with the malicious spirits, but they're influenced by them, and it changes everything. And it's this kind of like draw where it's showing how much power like the media and rumors have, even if they are false. Like, they shape the world around us. So it kind of like plays in, and I like that effect too.
Yeah.
Where it's got that kind of juxtaposition between the two, where it's like you're trying to balance out and revert these things back, because it's like half of these spirits don't want to be this way, but because the rumor is this, they have to do it, or it's changed some fundamental core thing about them.
I also found it interesting that Hanako isn't female. Like, they build this whole idea around the fact that the changing of the rumor makes the ghost change as well to match it. But he isn't portrayed as female or has like an identity crisis all about it. Like, why is he the only exception here to the rule?
I don't know. I mean, it's
finding
kind of
the
the same
loopholes.
thing when you find out that he had the twin, right?
Yeah.
So it's you know, like there's no mention of that, but it's maybe because like that mystery has so much power, that mystery is already so established that it
Right.
doesn't affect them the same way.
Yeah.
The only reason Nene was able to summon him to begin with was because she had like a year to live, or a little under a year. It's very conflicting when it comes to the way the manga puts it, the way the anime puts it. I mean, you want to root for the boy, but then you don't. But you want to root for her to live, but then you're like, I'm kind of curious if she'd become a ghost and they would be happily ever after kind of deal.
He's got that sort of like that boyish charm too, where he can be super sweet with her and he's caring with her, and then it completely flips on his head and he's just a sociopath, and it's like trust issues.
Yeah. Yeah, trust issues. Like
The
when he
first
tries
time I
to
read it,
keep
that's
her
what it
in the paintings.
Well, I mean, that was his theory, that being in the painting would save her because she would stay frozen in time, I guess you could say.
And it's like, I get it, and it's like you want to think that he's caring, but it's probably obsession
Yeah,
and a
there's
soul
kind of a
tie at this
borderline with
point.
that. Mm-hmm.
So it's that kind of like, you know, like I mean, I call it the dark romance trope, where it's like, you know, oh, the bad boy, he loves me so much, but he's damaged, but he still loves me, and it's like, ma'am, that's abuse.
I honestly think a lot of it, she just didn't know that it was love, that she just believed they were friends. And there was maybe, however, some random little moments where she would feel the love, I guess you could say, or the spark. But then it would be zapped away because she'd just be brought back into reality quite quickly due to the way he interjects himself.
Yeah, very much so. So it's definitely up and down with it. And I mean, all the situations that she finds herself into constantly when they're dealing with these smaller supernaturals, it's just like, you know, again, because this is one of those ones that I had seen the anime first and then went to the manga. But in the anime, it's like all of a sudden she's just sucked into like this world to become a mermaid. What high school student is just sucked into a world to become a mermaid because she went outside? So I mean, it's got that level of like, yeah, okay, she's in high school, like every other, you know, manga pretty much. At the same point, she could have been anywhere. She could have been absolutely anywhere doing anything. It didn't even have to be set in a high school. And you could take this plot and transpose it to any other location and it would be just as good, in my opinion. There's rumor mills everywhere. I'm in my 30s. There's still people that gossip like they're in high school. So, you know, if that's all it takes is a rumor, then alive and well in the workforce.
Yeah, I can see that. It's one of those things where it's just, it kind of it makes sense, but then you somewhat question some of the stuff. I forgot his name. The demon hunter and his brother, that one's interesting.
To me, it's one of those things where it sways wildly between, okay, this is familiar and comfortable, to this puts me on edge in a lot of scenarios, because like you'll start to get comfy with something and then all of a sudden it's like, I'm not comfy anymore. Like like something has changed and all of a sudden I am very not emotionally comfy anymore and this needs to be fixed.
Yeah.
And then you read another 2 chapters and you're like, oh, okay. So
yeah,
it keeps you on your
got some
toes.
wildness to it. It does, because it is, like I said, the paces are different. I highly recommend you at least reading a little bit of the manga before you go swinging into the anime, because it gives you a little bit. The manga does give you a little more.
Yeah.
It does. It gives you a little bit more when it comes to a setup of some of it, but I wouldn't go reading the manga and then think that it's going to be like an exact match in the anime, because they do mix up a lot of it. So between the pacing and how the characters come in and different plots and backstories are all the same.
Yeah.
They didn't really change that up.
Like the core is there, the fluff is different.
Right. To my knowledge, we still don't know how she's supposed to die. We don't know what exactly happened to him. The rumor is that he killed himself, or everyone's assuming that. But it's kind of giving you somewhat of a flashback to, in a way, that he did kill his brother. But I think it was more of saving himself. That's my theory on it, that he was abused by his brother.
Yeah, because I mean, like, I know this was the anime, but the anime, when they bumped into each other, it was very hostile between the brothers. like
Mhm.
right off the jump. So it was just like, all right, there's drama here, there's history here, like what's going on? But I mean, overall, I like this one. It's definitely something different. It's definitely something that you can pick up, put down, whatever. Whether or not you put it down is up to you. But I mean, there's not really any huge trigger warnings I feel need to necessarily be in this. It's just kind of like, all right, this is moderately uncomfy in some aspects, but it's not to the
I mean, it
point where
covers topics depending on what, I guess, ghosts they're encountering. There is topics that, can get uncomfy. I mean, it doesn't really like show anything crazy like some of the other stuff we've talked about.
yeah, it's
But
no
I
starving
think
anonymous.
ain't that the dang truth? My God. But overall, I think it covers it more tastefully. That's why I kind of mix it between Death Note's, especially with the intro for the anime, Death Note with that, Soul Eaters, and Danganronpa with the thicker and comic book style kind of editing with the crazy backgrounds, and just some of the randomness. Because that's immediately what struck out to me was the art. I was like, wow, that's unique. But then I was like, there's a few that were popular like this that was very unique like this too.
So they did a really good job.
Mm-hmm.
Like it draws you in with everything, and I think it's a really good read. Definitely
It does.
worth
It it sure as hell didn't help my insomnia. Hey, I need to go to sleep. Okay, let me finish this. 4 hours later, you should be asleep, Cal.
My bad.
Oops.
On the upside, this wasn't one that made you cry.
Ain't that the truth? I really wish we had the Manga of the Month for Your Lie in April and fucking audio only. I'm gonna edit all that out. Again, highly recommend both.
If you made it this far in the episode, we want to say thank you. We couldn't do this without your support. If you'd like to subscribe and become an official Manga Mommies member, the link will be in the show notes. For the Manga of the Month, the PDF, copy, or free website is located in the description below. If you feel up to it, like, subscribe, and share our podcast so we can find more people just like you. We hope you have a great rest of your day, whatever time that happens to be, and we can't wait to see you next week.
Stay tuned, and thanks for listening.
Bye-bye.
Bye.